Hello, this is Mrs. Kozma reporting to you from your brand new library, the place where everyone is encouraged to read. I'm going to go sit in one of those egg chairs for the rest of the presentation. 1 minute. Aren't these egg chairs just the best? They really are. One of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about is my mindset and how I approach this job here. I approach my job as if there's no such thing as a person who hates to read. There are only people who haven't found the right book yet. My job is to help you find that perfect book, not just today, but throughout your entire time here at LHS. However, studies show that students are actually more motivated to read books suggested by other students than they are to read books suggested by adults, even if it's the very same book. Your recommendations to each other carry a lot of weight. So if you're a reader, please share what you read with others. I would consider it a personal favor. Talk about books, suggest books, share what you like to read with your peers. This will help us promote a school-wide love of reading because reading has countless healthy benefits. Let me run through some of these for you. Reading actually reduces stress. It relaxes the body and it calms the mind. Reading improves concentration. Reading improves empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Reading even helps you sleep better. Reading exercises your brain. Reading teaches you about the world around you. Reading improves vocabulary and leads to highly developed language skills. Reading develops imagination. Readers just happen to do better in school. Reading is also a great form of entertainment. Reading improves writing skills. Readers just make better writers. We're going to do two things today. One, we're going to differentiate between the various sections of the library while also familiarizing ourselves with the layout of the library because it is brand new and it does look quite different if you haven't been able to come down and take a peek yet. And two, we're going to navigate the library's catalog, Destiny Discovered, so that you can search for books and that you can put books on hold if you can't make it down here. Okay, let's take a look at the different sections of the library. I hate to leave this egg chair though. Okay, let's do this. Let's take that library spaces tour. The first space is the skylight area, also the area where fiction starts. The second area is the front projector area where fiction continues and ends. We'll look at the nonfiction area, the self-checkout station, the fire exit area, also the back projector area, our 4 breakout rooms, the outer area, and finally the room that functions as the school board room at night, but the flex room for us during the day. The skylight area. The skylight area is right outside of my office, and it's the prettiest space in the library. Finally, you guys get to enjoy the skylight. It used to be where the circulation desk was, and only the librarians who sat under the circulation desk got to enjoy it. Now it's there for everyone to enjoy. There's flexible seating under the skylight area and a TV. The fiction area also starts in the skylight area, and it's arranged in alphabetical order by author. The front projector area, like I said, this is also where fiction continues and ends. If you're in the front projector area, you're surrounded by fiction, egg chairs, and the giant S-shaped couch. So let's talk about fiction. Fiction is literature created from the imagination. It's not real like nonfiction. Examples of fiction include titles like The Hate U Give, 13 Reasons Why, The Hunger Games, The Summer I Turned Pretty, and authors like Colleen Hoover, John Green, Rick Riordan, Jenny Han, and Stephen King. Fiction is organized by author's last name.
Fiction is not organized by genre, such as mystery, romance, fantasy, etc. You're going to use the catalog for that. I also have some handy handouts that I can give you if you show up to the library without your laptop in order to search that way. But just so you know, it is in alphabetical order. If you know your alphabet, you can find a fiction book. The nonfiction area. The nonfiction area starts with the short bookcases and goes around the fire exit area until you reach the biographies. Examples of nonfiction include Tweak, Growing Up on Methamphetamines by Nick Sheff, Haunted Crown Point, I Am Malala, How One Girl Stood Up for Education and Changed the World, American Sniper by Chris Kyle, and so many more. Nonfiction is organized by the Dewey Decimal System. The Dewey Decimal System is a way to put books in order by subject. The great thing about the Dewey Decimal System is that I know it, so you don't have to. So we aren't going to spend time on this. This is what the signs look like in the library. If you know your numbers and you can read the signs, you can find a nonfiction book. And if you need help, just grab me and I'll help you find that nonfiction book. And our nonfiction goes all the way to the biographies in the back corner. The self-checkout station. It might look a little different, but it's the same self-checkout station that you've been using. You're just going to follow the directions, and if there's a problem, come get me if you need help. And of course, we still have scratch and sniff bookmarks. So for the self-checkout station, the steps are the same. You'll type your last name, hit enter, make sure the person that pops up is you, scan the Lowell barcode of your book, not the store barcode. The Lowell barcode is going to be on the front of the book, and the store barcode, the one we don't want, is on the back. Once you scan it, your book should appear, and then you click reset to clear your name and prevent someone from checking out a book under your name. And once again, if you need help, just come grab me. The fire exit area, also the window area, and the back projector area. The fire exit area has plenty of tables for working on assignments and a projector as well. In this area, you happen to be surrounded by the history section, biography section, and the yearbook section. And my favorite tables in this section are the tables that look like puzzle pieces. We also have 4 breakout rooms for staff and students. Each of these rooms has a TV, and you can sign up for these rooms the same way that your teacher would sign up to come down to the main library. The outer library. The outer library is available for discussions with your class. It should look pretty much the same with just a couple of updates like new carpeting. Finally, the school board room and the flex room. At night, this room functions as the school board room. During the day, it's ours and we're calling it the flex room. For a more authentic presentation space, the flex room is available during the day. It has 2 projectors and a TV. You can flash your presentation on all 3. However, you must be with your teacher to use this area. Now, for the most important part. If you make a mark on the furniture, please use a Clorox wipe to fix it. RDP, leave it better than you found it. Let's search for some great books. You can get to the library's catalog from the Lowell High School webpage. Once you open it up, it should look like this. It's always best to log in because if you log in, you get more options than if you are visiting this site as a guest. Today, we are not going to focus on learning resources, but they're here for when you get into the research portion of the year. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. A set of books I like to highlight are all the books that make it to the streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Prime. We can go ahead here and click See All, and we can see all of the books that we have in the library that are now on different streaming services. I've also added my favorites here as well. So if you're really searching for something to read next, you could take a look at some books that I chose as my favorites. Honestly, I would like to build up these carousels and add some of your other teachers' favorite books as well. Maybe highlight a student a month so that they can post their favorite books. You can also take a look at all of the new books that we have. You can take a look at what books get circulated the most here, so the most popular titles, audiobooks. And then here's where your topics are. So when we talked about the fact that fiction is not arranged by genre like mystery, romance, fantasy, that fiction is in order by author's last name, this is the tool you would use to find your mysteries, for example. So you would click on mysteries, and then you would see that we have over 200 books that fall under the category of mystery. Okay, I think that covers everything here except for searching. So if I wanted to search for a book and I didn't want to search by genre, let's say I knew exactly what book I wanted. And one of the books I read last year that I thought was hilarious and nonfiction was called A Very Punchable Face. And here it is. So if I type it in, you can see that it is in and it's available. You might recognize this guy from Saturday Night Live. This book was hilarious. If you look at the call number, you can see it's over here in the 921. So those are the biographies. But once again, if you can count, you can find the books. If I click on it, I could also add a heart to show people that it's my favorite. I can click on view more details. If I wanted to add a review, I could. I loved this book, so I could give it 5 stars. If I wanted to write some things about it, I could. If you write about a book, it does come to me first in order to proof that it's okay to post, so just know that. But I do encourage you to write reviews because this is another great way to recommend books to your peers. And let me just go ahead and go back here. And the other thing that I wanted to show you, if I click view more details, let's say I just finished A Very Punchable Face and I want to read something similar. I can look over here to the right and it will give me suggestions of books that are very similar. And actually this Trevor Noah book was really good as well. Okay, now let's try a fiction book. Let's try, how about The Summer I Turned Pretty. And you can see that I have 2 of them are out. I only have 1 in, so this is a very popular book. If I click on it, it shows me that it can be found in the fiction section with the H's because the author is Jenny Han. And if I click view more details, it's the same thing. I could add a review. If I finished The Summer I Turned Pretty and I read the entire series, but I want something similar, I can also use these tools over here to find something that's similar. And then I'm going to conclude this presentation with showing you guys how to put books on hold. Because sometimes you know exactly what you want, but you don't have time to run down here. If you put it on hold, I check it out for you. I put it on the hold shelf, and then I just send you an email that your book is ready. You run down, you grab it, and you're good to go. So if I click hold, I'll get an alert on my computer that shows me that you want this book. I'll pull it, check it out to you, send you an email, and you're good to go. And that's how the catalog works, and that's how putting books on hold works. And that concludes our presentation on our brand new library. I hope you guys will come in soon to get some of those great books. And please remember the most important part of this presentation: always leave it better than you found it. Thank you. Bye.